Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel where we meticulously examine the shifting sands of the monarchy. Today, we are delving deep into one of the most poignant and professionally perilous situations facing the younger generation of royals. The stark dilemma confronting Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. The weight of their family legacy, intertwined with the devastating scandal surrounding their parents, has reached a critical tipping point. We are uncovering reports that the beloved York sisters are undertaking a profound and necessary separation, a deliberate, painful, and public distancing from their mother, Sarah Ferguson, and their father, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. This decision, fraught with emotional complexity, appears to be the direct consequence of a powerful and undeniable ultimatum delivered from the future king himself, Prince William. Before we unpack the intricate details of this royal reckoning, do remember to show your support for independent royal analysis. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment of the royal drama unfolding before our eyes. The saga of the Duke and Duchess of York has cast a long, dark shadow over the entire royal institution for years. While Beatrice and Eugenie have always maintained a quiet dignity, standing by their parents through countless professional and emotional challenges, the institutional pressure has finally become overwhelming. The downfall of their father, followed by the continued controversy surrounding both parents, has forced the sisters into an impossible position. Family loyalty versus institutional survival. The most recent and perhaps most definitive act of separation came from the very top of the monarchy. On October 30th, a date that will undoubtedly be marked in future histories of the House of Windsor, Buckingham Palace issued a confirmation that cemented the Duke's fate. King Charles III, demonstrating his commitment to a streamlined and ethically sound monarchy, initiated a formal, unmistakable process designed to strip Andrew of his remaining style, titles, and honours. This was not merely a symbolic gesture, it was a fundamental erasure of his public standing. But the consequences of the controversial ties to the late financier Jeffrey Epstein extended far beyond mere titles. The King's decree also included the mandatory vacation of one of the most historically significant and massive royal residences, the Royal Lodge. Both Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, known affectionately as Fergie, have been required to vacate this extensive property, a move that symbolises the total withdrawal of institutional privilege. For the York sisters, watching their parents lose not only their titles, but their primary residence must be devastating, accelerating the need for them to forge their own path distinct from this tainted legacy. Yet, as the official processes grind forward, the whispers concerning Beatrice and Eugene's own future within the royal framework have grown into audible demands. The conversation has shifted from the fate of their parents to the viability of their own positions as non-working, titled royals. One highly respected voice in royal commentary has been particularly vocal, urging the King's nieces to take a bold, proactive step. Angela Mullard, speaking candidly in conversation with Sky News, laid out a clear path forward, a path that involves personal sacrifice for the greater good of the institution. Mur did not mince words, stating emphatically, "This is an ideal opportunity to step back from those titles." Her reasoning was rooted in the perception of how those titles were acquired and maintained. She suggested that the very nature of their inherited status was problematic, adding that those titles were chosen by Andrew and Fergie because of their character, because of their pomposity. This is a stinging indictment, implying that the titles were less about service and more about status and vanity. A perception that the current monarchy under King Charles and Prince William is desperately trying to shed. Mard further elaborated on the emotional and moral necessity of this move. She believes profoundly that the princesses who have maintained a dignified and respectful silence throughout the agonizing duration of their parents' scandals would benefit immensely from creating a clear divide. Parting ways, she argued, from Andrew and Sarah's ethics, morality, character, would be a good thing in the long run. This suggested that the princesses' continued association with the titles derived from their parents' union implicitly links them to the ethical failures of that generation. The royal expert stressed that if Beatrice and Eugenie were to choose the path of renouncing their titles voluntarily, it would be interpreted not as surrender but as a powerful and meaningful gesture, a public display that demonstrates integrity and public accountability. In the eyes of the public and the institution, such a move would be seen as a conscious effort to prioritize the stability and reputation of the crown over personal status. She described this potential action in glowing terms, calling it a mature, front-footed family soldering act that shows self-awareness and respect for both the king and William's preference for a smaller royal family. This phrase, "smaller our royal family," is crucial. It signifies the ongoing effort by the future king to trim the operational core of the monarchy down to essential full-time working members, leaving those in peripheral roles to live private lives, unburdened by the expectations and scrutiny that come with hereditary titles. But what truly forced this issue to the forefront? The public urging from commentators like Angela Mard is one thing, but the internal pressure from the core family is quite another. And that pressure, according to insider reports, came directly from the Prince of Wales, William. Before the official bombshell announcement regarding Andrew's titles and the Royal Lodge eviction became public knowledge, there were reports detailing a highly sensitive secret meeting. The future king, it is said, summoned his cousins, Beatrice and Eugenie, for a frank and difficult discussion. The purpose of this gathering was singular and stark. William needed them to intervene directly in their parents' affairs. He reportedly asked them to force their father to comply with the king's wishes, and specifically to leave the Royal Lodge without further delay or resistance. This was an exceptionally heavy burden to place upon the sisters, requiring them to act as internal enforcers against their own father, all in the name of institutional harmony and the avoidance of further public relations disasters. Journalist Emily Maitlis, known for her sharp royal insights, brought further clarity to the intensity of this private consultation. She reported that the Prince of Wales did not merely make a request. He laid his conditions squarely on the table. The implication was clear. Compliance in this matter was non-negotiable, and the refusal to cooperate would carry severe professional repercussions for the princesses themselves. Maitlis's reporting indicated that William's condition was so severe and so pointed that it immediately alarmed Beatrice and Eugenie, forcing them to confront a terrifying possibility. They were reportedly placed on notice about re-examining the state of their own titles. This is the ultimate leverage. William, as the cornerstone of the future monarchy, was effectively telling his cousins that their continued, albeit peripheral, association with the royal family and the courtesy titles they hold was contingent upon their ability to demonstrate unwavering institutional loyalty, even if that meant sacrificing their father's comfort and status. Imagine the emotional turmoil this must have caused. Beatrice and Eugenie have always navigated their lives with grace, attempting to carve out meaningful professional careers while balancing the unique demands of being minor royals. They have sought stability only to have the ground perpetually shift beneath their feet due to their parents' controversial choices. The expectation that they must now actively participate in the dismingling of their father's remaining life within the royal sphere is a tragic twist of fate. Yet the wisdom of Angela Mullard's advice echoes loudly in this contest. The voluntary renunciation of their titles, while heartbreaking on a personal level, offers them a chance at true independence and public redemption. It allows them to demonstrate that self-awareness and respect that William so desires for his smaller royal family. If they choose to cling to their titles, they risk being perpetually viewed through the lens of their parents' downfall. Every professional endeavour, every public appearance will be scrutinised for any lingering connection to the ethical lapses that have plagued the York name. Conversely, by embracing a private life, stepping back and perhaps becoming simply Miss Beatrice and Miss Eugenie, they align themselves entirely with King Charles's vision and, critically, with Prince William's future blueprint for the monarchy. This act of mature sacrifice would be hailed as a profound commitment to accountability, effectively closing the chapter on the messy, extravagant era that their parents represented. The decision facing the York sisters is monumental. It is a choice between maintaining a historical connection to a troubled family legacy or embracing a modern identity defined by personal integrity and professional merit. The need to separate themselves from the ethics, morality, and character of their parents is not just about public relations. It is about securing their own emotional and professional peace for decades to come. The secret meeting with William was the catalyst. The public calls for title renunciation are the chorus. Beatrice and Eugenie are now at a crossroads, forced to decide whether their allegiance lies first with the man who raised them or with the institution that defines their heritage and provides their future security. All indications suggest that they are leaning toward the latter, understanding that survival in the modern monarchy requires strict adherence to the new rules of integrity and accountability set forth by King Charles III and the Prince of Wales. The painful necessary separation from the legacy of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and Sarah Ferguson is now underway. This entire situation provides a stark illustration of how serious King Charles and Prince William are about their vision for a streamlined, functional, and ethically robust monarchy. There is no room for compromise, even for beloved cousins. The Royal Lodge must be vacated, titles must be earned through service, and any lingering shadows from the past must be decisively banished. We are watching history in motion, the painful process of the monarchy excising problematic elements to ensure its long-term viability. The choice made by Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie in the coming months will define their place not just in the family, but in the historical narrative of the reign of King Charles III. What are your thoughts on this incredibly difficult situation? Do you agree with royal commentator Angela Millard that Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie should voluntarily renounce their titles to demonstrate integrity? Or do you believe they should retain their inherited status? Share your opinions in the comments section below. We always appreciate your insightful perspectives. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more detailed royal analyses, and join us next time as we continue to track the powerful and often dramatic developments within the House of Windsor. Thank you for watching, and we will see you